Now, can all of you, P stands for programming. Give me another word. Framework. Programming. Sir? Coding, pattern. Yeah, I like pattern, coding, sequencing. You can also call it conditioning. I also like to call it behavior or habits. Okay, habits. Right. Can all of you clasp your hands? Clasp your hands. Okay. Now, my left thumb is on top of my right thumb. How many of you got your left on top of your right? We're the good people, right? How many of you got your right on top of your left? I'm not saying anything. Unclasp, unclasp, clasp. Is it the same or different? Unclasp, clasp, same or different? All right. Now, this is a pattern or a program. We learned this. Okay, we were not born with this. We learned to do this. Now, just try this. Okay, watch my hand. So I'm not just saying switch this. I want you to switch all your fingers. So in case your left was on top of your right, get your right to come on your. No, yeah, full. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. How's it feel? Uncomfortable. All right, go paining. Okay, go back to the old one. How's that? Happy. Yes. Go back to the new one. Okay, how's that feel? All right. Now, how many of you feel comfortable with the new one? I think a few faces I can identify. You feel comfortable even doing it newly. How many feel uncomfortable when you change it? All right. Okay. Now here's the thing. Let's do this. Do it the new way. The new way. Clasp, unclasp. New way. Unclasp. New way. Unclasp. Faster. Clasp it the new way. Clasp it. Even more faster. Karishma, clasp it the new way, right? Clasp it. Feel it? Is it the same? Is it as uncomfortable? Is it a little more comfortable? It's okay. For how many of you it's a little more comfortable? All right. Now here's the whole point. All right. Now, whenever you and I do something the first time, in our brain, it creates a neural pathway. Like one, how do you pronounce your name? While? All right. Do you understand any Hindi? Shoshway? Thoda, theek hai. So, the first time you and I do something, or we think something, it creates a small neural pathway, like a kacha road. Okay? When we do it again, it creates another neural strand. And slowly from a kacha road, it turns into a pakka road. From a pakka road, it turns into a main road. Main road, it turns into a highway and super express. This is called a habit. Okay? Automatically we will go to the habits that we've created, and we've learned this. Like, for example, like tying the shoelace is something we've learned, right? How many of you can remember the time when you were learning to tie? When I watch children, do you remember? Like, and how is it? Make one loop, right loop, left loop, and then you keep slipping, and then suddenly you get it. I remember the first time when I learned to read even a tie. Is it tie a tie or wear a tie? Not a tie. Thank you. There isn't neither. Okay. So now we have a principle in NLP where we say if you have only one way, we get stuck. If you have two ways, you have a dilemma. If you have three or more ways, we have choice, freedom, flexibility. Okay? If you have three or more ways of thinking, doing, being, actions, we have choice, freedom, flexibility. And what that means is that we are building more connections. I'd like you to look at this. This is, let's say, brain A. This is brain B. Now, I want you to look at this brain and imagine it has these many connections. Okay? One. Brain B now, not from the point of view of looking, but if you look at brain A, brain B, which one do you think is a more efficient brain? Why would you say A? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, not in the way it looks here, but which, yeah, by the visual, right? Why? You have more ways. Look, if just imagine if you and I didn't, if we only had to have it this way, if we couldn't change, and there are people who find it extremely painful to make even this smaller change, then they've not developed the ability to learn something new. Learning is all about building new connections, just building new connections. We're starting off with NLP when we want to make our brain like you make it fertile. You make it ready to change. Like, can all of you fold your arms, cross your arms, okay? Fold your arms, okay? Now, my left hand goes down, right hand comes up. How many of you got it that way? Yeah? We are the? Okay, how many of you got it the other way? Right? Okay, right. Now, just let's do a small thing. Just go the other way. How does it feel? It's? Right, it feels horrible, right? And that's what I'm inviting all of you all to do, to go through that, through that period. Because after some, just do it a new way. Go the old way, new way, old way, new way, old way, new way. I'm advertising, you see. New way, old way. Now, when you, how does it feel, Elkanah? Does it feel as, yes, yes. And if you just do it the new way, yeah. Initially, by the way, for how many of you it's not coming as easily? You know why? Can you tell me why? Because the connection has still not been formed. Now, when you and I can form the connection, we would have learnt it. Okay? And we need to go through that little bit of that critical, we need that critical mass to get on to the other side. Now, we are going to invite you to start building new connections inside. I'm not talking about networking, giving cards here. I'm saying building new connections on the inside. Because let's face it, all of us are successful in whatever we're doing. That's because of the connections we have. Some of us have a better ability to see things, look towards the future, to be able to evaluate, to break things down. So you've developed that ability. Now to move to a different level, you probably need to develop more skills. You know, there was a time earlier when you take somebody in an organization, generally, when somebody goes higher in the organization, do they tend to, you need to develop a big picture point of view or a very detailed big picture. But now, what's happening is a lot of the guys higher up have developed both abilities. They have the ability to go big picture, zoom in and go really, you know, specific. You notice that. Now, some people who are only big picture, they're struggling. Right? So we want to develop more options. Is that making sense? I know this doesn't look nice, but even Einstein's brain apparently didn't look very nice. Okay? Now, here's what we want to do. We want to start building new connections.